So I ran those. I looked at their pricing concessions over 2018, and they averaged 9.9 basis points in pricing concessions during the year. I then tried to find a separate representative group that was not, they were not high adopters, and they may use it incrementally or sporadically, but I wanted a similar volume pool with a similar number of producers and look at their pricing concession needs. And so that's the second group there, and you can see you've got 18.16 basis points there as opposed to 9.9 for the mortgage coach users. That's an 8.2 basis point spread in the usage of pricing concessions for the folks that aren't using the software. And that may not sound like a lot, but when you do the math, that's a big number. In this case, just these two groups, it was about $56,000 spread on that portion of volume for the ones that use it and the ones that don't. And when we're doing everything and anything we can right now to be competitive and sharpen our pencil, we need to pick up every basis point we can. And so this to me was a huge light bulb moment.
No doubt. And one of the things that got me excited about doing this interview with you is, you know, this is what you did for 2018, but from what you told me, you've done this same analysis in the previous year, and it delivered, you know, a similar, if not same result. If you could just speak to that.
Yeah, you know, again, anytime you do a sample like this, there's the error that you're getting small sample size, and it's just, you're getting outlier data that's not reliable. I did the exact same analysis about a year previous, and it was just over 9 basis points. So that tells me I think I've got enough of a sample here to have some confidence in the outcome that this is a real deal, that people that consistently push a TCA to their consumer do not compete on price, period, as much as those that don't.
Yeah, and remember, it's not just, you know, like, you're gonna get shopped, but you could avoid the shopping, and then when you do use total cost analysis, especially if you watch the interview that Jason and I did down below, you'll see that you're in a better position to have a conversation. So if you do need to make an exception to win the business, you can make a fractional exception and not, you know, just like drop to match, but drop in a way that honors the value you bring. At the end of the day, in today's market, if you want to optimize profits and optimize conversion and production, loan officers need to deliver advice. And it can't just be a tagline, a phrase, I'm a mortgage planner. It has to be a tangible advice experience. So it looks like you have another slide to show. Or
yeah, I wanted to just give a quick idea for maybe a standard branch. If you're running a branch or if you're running a region, what the potential impact of getting 100% adoption within your sales force of pushing a TCA on every transaction, right? So that's a high watermark to reach, but let's just shoot for it anyway. A $3 million a month branch could save about $30,000 a year on their P&L just by having their loan officers use TCAs on every transaction. And you can see a couple different measuring points there. A division doing 50 million a month, it's about $500,000 a year in potential cost savings. Now, again, this assumes every loan officer is shaving that 8.2 basis points off existing concession usage. So it's not a perfect scenario, but it gives you an idea of what's possible in this whole scenario if you can drive adoption. And I would say for the individual loan originator, what often gets lost, I feel like, in this business is understanding the opportunity cost with every person you talk to from a lead conversion standpoint. And sometimes the pushback I'll get is, oh, this client's been with me forever. I don't need to put a TCA together. They're fine with my fee sheet. And I have two responses to that, which is, one, you don't know what you don't know. You don't know when they're shopping you or when they walk into their branch and see a rate their bank branch and see a rate advertised. And number two, why wouldn't you just want to put your best foot forward anyway and create that differentiation experience? Because at the end of the day, you probably have thousands of dollars at risk in that lead conversion part of the conversation. And if you don't put your best foot forward and you lose 1 out of 10 of those, that's a lot of money that's getting left on the table.
Yeah, and that doesn't even take into consideration in today's world. If you're a mortgage advisor, you need to optimize every relationship for not only conversion, but client for life, referrals, 5-star reviews, and we've seen a trend. I mean, when you look at social survey, they do an annual study of about 28,000 loan officers, and they come up with their top 100 or top 200. A lot of those folks use Mortgage Coach, and the number one out of 20,000 plus loan officers has done thousands of total cost analysis. So it's improving customer satisfaction, it's improving profitability, it's improving conversion. And I am sure that if we really, peeled this back, you would be seeing more referrals from the clients that got the TCA. You would see more referrals from the realtors where their clients were getting TCA. So for all you loan officers, this is smoke. You may not be hit by the P&L of your branch, but there's fire here, and so delivering this advice-based experience. So why don't you walk through this particular scenario, and let's do a little bit of a mortgage strategy interview here.
You bet. And I just want to piggyback on what you just said there, Dave, is the loan originator may not be hit directly by the P&L of their branch, but I guarantee you that they are, because at the end of the day, the company has an ROI that's expected. The branch needs to realize a certain amount of profitability. And the more efficiently it's run, the better the rate sheet, the sharper the margins, and that impacts that frontline originator. So it's an indirect connection, but everything that every salesperson can do to drive efficiency and to save money it should trickle down. It really should.